All right, we're back. So this, I mentioned in a video a little earlier that when you crash on fabric, that you can run into a lot of problems because you can get stuck in the fabric. It's funny because the whoops are so small that like they can get stuck in more places, but they're small so they can also avoid obstacles better than bigger drones. It's kind of the trade-off you have. But okay, so we're just out here ripping outside of the local Home Depot. And it's funny because, like, we're in public, right? But I feel very little hesitation flying in a setting like this where I think Home Depot was closed or wrapping up, and, it's just like, it's just a cool place to rip, but it's a place that you have near your house. Like, if you give yourself permission to fly in places like this where there's really not almost anybody around, um, that opens up so many possibilities for places that you can fly to. Like, and I'm not suggesting that you just go up and make it your mission to fly at every single parking lot in your town, but um, I think I just saw like a little crane. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but I saw this little piece of equipment that I wanted to fly around, and I will get to that. And it's actually that piece of equipment that I'm going to correlate, what happened on that. I'm just going to basically give it away without giving. I'm going to be really coy here, okay? Something happened on this piece of equipment that involves a piece of fabric. That when something happened, it involves the fabric and this piece of equipment. What do you think it is? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was closed. Home Depot kind of stays open late, so it's possible it was still open, but I still haven't even seen like a person, right? Like we haven't even gotten close, but there was actually a guy who was hanging out here with his bike and stuff, and I ended up talking to him. That's the piece of equipment, guys. That's the thing that I saw, and I was like, you gotta whoop that. Like that's just so cool. Like, yeah, man. Like objects are just sick with a drone. It gives architecture and objects and structures a whole new meaning. Like, I feel like when you get into a hobby. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I think I can get out, right? But look, do you guys see that fabric that's right there? Dude, this is giving me a flashback. It's some kind of like, you know what it is? And I was gonna say it's like a burlap sack, but it's worse than a burlap sack. It is literally a filthy rag that is just left up there. So I mean, it's game over here. And yeah, I guess this video is about to be over because I think the battery just died. Like I tried to get it out, couldn't. Battery died, and I don't know if you saw this thing, but it was like, this thing's pretty like, it's pretty high up there. This thing was a good 20 feet in the air, 25 feet in the air. So I basically like, because I was still moving in, I was still settling into LA at this point, and you know what? I'll cop to it. I still have a bunch of stuff in my car, like a bunch of my belongings slash trash. But one of the things that I had in my car was a set of hiking poles. And I have previously used these hiking poles to help me retrieve a drone that was stuck back when I was in West Virginia. So what do? I grab the hiking pole and I try to stick it up there, and I was able to kind of like get the tip. I think no, I'm still not trying. I'm not trying that yet, but I was able to get the tip of this hiking pole and just like poke at it, and man, I just could not, like, I couldn't get it loose. And so and I think there might have been like rain in the forecast that night. Otherwise, I might have given up there. And the solution in this case would be you come back the next morning with your tail between your legs, and you ask if somebody can just lower that crane so I can get my drone. You might have to explain what you were doing, and somebody might tell you not to do it again, but that's worst case scenario. You know what I mean? Like, and I would have taken that over losing the drone. Like if I burned the spot, because like I told staff that I was flying there and they had to help me, then I would have just burned this spot, and there's 20 Home Depots in the LA area, so it doesn't bother me. But because there was rain in the forecast, I couldn't really afford that. So I think I drove back to my house because this is very close, and then I got a chair, So then I tried with the chair in the hiking pole, and I still couldn't get it. So I actually realized, and I'm so thankful that I'm such a slob, because I actually had a fishing pole in the car, and the fishing pole was just slightly longer than the longest that the hiking pole could get. And with that extra like couple inches of room, I was able to lift the rag by pushing the fishing rod through it, and with that, I recovered the drone. And it's crazy. Like I have put my drones in some very questionable circumstances. Like I've flown into water multiple times. You've seen me like crash in the hospital. Like there's a lot of instances where the drone was like just about unrecoverable. But to this day, I have not truly lost a single drone. And I mean, I've broken all of them, and I've repaired all of them, and I've done some things to retrieve the drone that I wouldn't have liked to do. Like I've actually multiple times purchased a ladder, retrieved a drone, and then returned the ladder. So yeah, I mean, just foolish stuff like that happens when you fly in public, or that could happen anywhere. But I'm actually amazed I haven't fully lost one yet. And it's, what, it's coming. I don't even need to knock on wood. I'm due for a lost drone. I want it. It's going to be a rite of passage. But thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.